question number one. How did we prepare for this bill? ARMSCOR has been preparing for this for 80 years. It's not just me, my generation, but my father and my grandfather before me and my dad. We have been building our business to be primarily focused on export. As you know, we are a large exporter of firearms and ammunition, one of the top producers in the world now. And I decided that we should focus on fixing up the laws. The first one, of course, was RA 12024, which you're familiar with. We talked about it last time, right? And how to prepare for that. We've been increasing our production quite significantly over the last 10 years. I've spent every extra peso we have made on factory improvements, efficiencies. We are actually in the process of preparing our new purchase program for 556 and 762 to accommodate the demand that we foresee here in the region, not only in the Philippines, but in Southeast Asia, as we're going to aggressively go after the military markets for ammunition. And in return, we also have a large capacity on pistol calibers, which is primarily the commercial market here. Having said that, RA 10591 in its current form allows for semi-automatic rifles up to 7.62. It is reinforced in the definitions when we did the amendments to 10591. So when the President signs it, there's going to be more clarity. We're going to work and make sure that the spirit of the law and the actual law is followed in the IRR process, since we get to write a new IRR. The good news is that I think the PNP now has a different mindset than it did 12 years ago when the first 10591 came out. They view us less as criminals now than they used to. I think there's still some old guard left in there, but slowly but surely we're convincing them that the law-abiding citizen is their ally. We are a force multiplier for good. It's really truly what we are. We don't buy guns because we want to commit crimes. We want to buy guns to protect ourselves, our family, and our property. And it is a natural deterrent for the criminal.
Sir, your quick message to people who are worried that the new laws will be used and abused by unfavorable elements.
Okay, so who's going to go to a drug test? Who's going to go to a neuro test? Who's going to do a background check and registration of firearms to commit a crime? I don't think there's anybody. If there is an exception, maybe a crime of passion or something like that, because some husband or wife catches their spouse cheating on them and decides to shoot them. I mean, Filipinos are a little hot-blooded, yes, I admit, in certain cases. But generally speaking, 99.99% of the time, we are law-abiding citizens. We don't go through the process to commit crimes. In fact, if you look at the statistics now, you could see that most of the crimes committed, the gun violence or gun crimes in the Philippines, are done by illegal firearms. And there are plenty of penalties in 10591 to this day that, if it's enforced, can put these people away for a very long time. And I am for enforcement, believe you me. Anybody who is using a gun in a criminal manner, illegal manner, buying illegal firearms, producing illegal firearms, I pray that the PNP goes after every single one of them and puts them all in jail for a very long time. They are not us. To answer your question, we are not the criminals. Define criminals first. Someone who breaks the law. We are law-abiding, the people who follow the law. Put the law in, we follow it. Make it stricter. You might actually make us criminals because we were following the law before you made it stricter. So you can create criminals by creating legislation. So the best thing with legislation is to loosen it up, to make it better for law-abiding citizens to be able to comply with the law and stay legal and be law-abiding citizens. Is that a fair enough answer? Okay. Well, you can take a look at our weather, right? It's not the most friendly weather in the world. We have how many superstorms every year pass by, right? I think it's important that we start taking this show on the road. That's why we're going to, I think, Davao, and we're looking at Cebu again and things like that, as we want to go around and bring this education outside. The NCR is more prepared than most of the other regions in the Philippines, and our advocacy of being prepared for these kind of calamities. We should go nationwide. Also teaching people about responsible gun ownership is also another advocacy of ours. So as we have opportunities to go to other places, I heard that there's a new SMX in Cebu just now, right before the press conference. So that gives us an opportunity to go back to Cebu. We haven't been there in a few years. There's one in, oh gosh, I can't remember the other city that was just told to me. But as SMX is a good partner for us, when it comes to holding this show, we'll be able to take it on the road and provide that information to the public. I hope, I'm not privy to the information of how many lives we do save, or disasters we do prevent by having this knowledge. But I'm sure that somebody somewhere has used what they've learned here at the shows. I mean, they have 13 to 15 opportunities with storms alone every year. We have earthquakes, we have volcanic eruptions, we have a lot, you know, and I pray that somebody comes here, learns, and does the seminars, and then the knowledge they gain actually saves their lives or their families' lives in the future. And even if just one person gets saved, for all these years that we've been doing the TACS show, then it's worth it. I don't know what the theme is this year. Nobody told me. My theme is the amendments for 10591.
Single-minded.
Oh, yes. I've been truly focused on this for the last, since RA 12024, the SRDP Revitalization Act was signed by the President in October. My sole focus has been to amend the firearms law to make it streamlined and easier process for firearms holders and firearms businesses to comply with the laws that are existing today. Wow, the stars aligned, I guess. Prayers were answered. You know, I have to give credit to where credit is due. We had a Congress with the leadership of Speaker Martin Romualdez that really spearheaded you know, protecting the gun owners and to protect Filipino jobs through the SRDP. These were, the SRDP program was a priority bill by the President. The President's also a shooter, you know, he has his competition every year, the Bongbong Marcos Cup. You know, the stars aligned. We had a Senate that was mostly pro-gun. We had even the opposition. After talking to them, you know, we're convinced that we are the law, the amendments that we're trying to pass are not, you know, to create more crime. It's to prevent crime and to have responsible ownership and to be a force multiplier for good across the country. And it was nice to see the openness of the senators and the congressmen who were, I guess we would consider anti-gun, and they were willing to listen to the other side, and were convinced at the end to go along with the changes that I proposed. And kudos to them. A lot of politicians and things like that have a tendency to be hard-headed in their beliefs, and we're not willing to listen to the other side, and I give credit where it's due. You know, other people that were really responsible, you know, is the chairman of the Peace and Order Committee in the Senate, Senator Bato de la Rosa, was instrumental in getting it done through the Senate all the way across. Senator Subiri also helped, of course, you know. He's my friend, a long-time child since I was a child, but he's also a responsible gun owner. So is Chairman Bato as well. So So between the forces there and the president being as pro-gun as he is, it was the right time to pass the amendments and get it through. But I couldn't have done it without them. They're the legislators. They had to say yes. They had to be able to support it. They had to be able to talk about it on the floor and defend it. I was a resource person to help them out as much as I could. But at the end, we were 24-0 in the Senate, passing the bill, and 190 to 3 in the House. That's almost unanimous in both houses for the amendments. On the SRDP, oh wow, we were 24-0, and I think we were unanimous in the House as well. Because no congressman would be against, or no senator would be against creating Filipino jobs, creating a defense industry to be able to protect our shores. We send billions and billions of pesos to foreign countries, to foreign companies, every year, when that should be staying at home. How many jobs can be created in the defense industry? If you look at, in 1948, India had no defense industry. They put together laws like the SRDP law, and now they build aircraft carriers. They build submarines, jet fighters. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Indians are employed because of their SRDP. The United States, buy USA. The world's largest defense companies are in the United States. They weren't that big 150 years ago. They just put laws that said, you know what? Why are we going to buy from a foreign government? Why are we going to buy from a foreign company? Let's buy from our own people. And let's create an environment that is conducive to creating jobs and a taxable base. It benefits the country, right? I mean, can you imagine? I employ 2,000 people in Marikina. Easily, if we start building cannons and other items and stuff like that to be able to do our defense industry, maybe I'll have 20,000 employees. But I'm only one company. Imagine if we get 100 to come around. All of a sudden, the defense industry employs 200, 300,000 Filipinos, maybe 1 million, maybe as much as coconut farmers and pineapple farmers. Maybe people don't have to work the farms. They can come and work CNC machines. Or the next generation, their kids go to college. We have the most number of engineering graduates per capita in the world coming out of our colleges. They all go to Saudi or UAE or wherever, but they don't work here in the Philippines. Why don't we keep some of our talent here?
Yes.
I'll talk in terms of new gun owners.
Yeah.
Dollar-wise, peso-wise, I'm not sure. We'll see how much they're willing to spend. After Kuripot, we don't know. But I expect gun ownership to go from over 2 million legal gun owners in the Philippines, hopefully to 4 million very quickly within the next short term, 3 to 5 years. And I think that the biggest benefit of that is that the BNP actually will collect more fees and be able to support and sustain and have a better police force for better policing and enforcement of the current laws that are in place. The PNP is the biggest winner out of this. Everybody thinks that, ARMSCOR or Espinelli or one of the other dealers are going to be the biggest benefit of this. No, it's actually the biggest benefactor of this of the gun industry growing in the Philippines and commercial gun sales is the PNP. They will earn more money than all of us combined. Right now, can you imagine we pay 4,000 or 5,000 pesos to register our firearms, and all that, times that by 2, times that by 3, times that by 4. Next thing you know, they won't even have to ask Congress for a budget anymore. They have their own budget. And that's my hope, is to have it as a win-win, not only for the gun owners, but for the Philippine National Police, so that they can properly police them and enforce the laws that we have in place. I avoided that question.
You said you're preparing a...
Yes, so I'm under NDAs on a lot of things right now. So all I can say is that, we started with the RD4 and there's more to come. Starting with small arms, going to medium, hopefully, is in the near future. I've already bought some technical designs for machine guns and medium machine guns and things like that. Talking to other companies about other lines and how to bring them in to take advantage of RA 12024.
So license produced?
License to produce mostly, maybe even starting some joint ventures. It's easier to do a technical transfer agreement and getting the designs and then just doing it ourselves. A lot of people still feel like maybe it's too early on, that making an investment in a third world country may not be ready yet to do that. But doing a technical transfer agreement still brings the technology over here, and ARMSCOR is a world-class manufacturing facility. So when we're talking about producing a gun, whether it be a 22 caliber rifle or a 30 millimeter cannon, it's the same concept. Maybe bigger machines. That's all it is. So can ARMSCOR do it? Absolutely.